lecture today on management information or management accounting and performance management. Depending on your level, we have decided as Speedysuccess Professional to provide this free class for this season as a way of giving back to all our clients and candidates. Speedysuccess will be 10 years, 2024, July, August. And then the online class will be 4 years next month. So we're saying for those who cannot actually pay for the full length of lectures, either for your ICAN exam, ACA, or elsewhere, or even your semester tutorial, and you have challenges in this area, please join our class every Wednesday afternoon. I think it's going to be afternoon since we coordinate for us from 1 o'clock and on Wednesday. Okay, now in today's class, we're starting with cost classification. My name is Femi Richworld. I'm a facilitator. Femi Richworld is the managing partner of SSP Consulting, which is a body of Speedysuccess Professional. Speedysuccess Professional will provide online training, physical training, consultancy, ICT, and accountancy services for both offices and students. Are we together? Right, one more time, my name is Femi Richworld. You can call me Pastor Femi Richworld, all right? That's correct. I'm a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, over district. Are we good to go? All right. Now, I'm going to move from the board. I like to see the board very well, and I will explain one by one training for today. We will let everyone have comments, have questions after the class, send them on our Facebook, and invite your friends also to share. Thank you. Let's start. All right. I'm trying to get closer. Now let's start this way. Our topic is cost classification. Cost classification. Our targets are definition of terms, reasons for classification, classification of costs, method of cost estimation or analysis, and our focus will be on high and low method, regression analysis. Then we take our practice question. Now let's start with our first definition. The first definition is cost. What is cost? Cost is the amount of expenditure, actual or notional, incurred on or attributable to specific item or activity. We also can say that cost is a measure of sacrifice of resources exchanged for goods and services. So, because when we go deeper into this topic, I have observed in my 10-year or 12 years experience as a practitioner, a lot of candidates, even practitioners or office staffs, do not know how to classify cost. And in our free class, our major aim is to dissolve areas that management staffs or management accountants are finding difficult. All right, those of us online, you are welcome. Please don't send any message until the class is over. Thank you. All right. Now, let's move ahead. The next heading is activity, or the next definition is activity. The next definition is activity. The next definition is activity. Are we together? Now, activity is anything or something done to provide a result or an output that can be measured. Activity. When we are classifying cost, we are going to hear more that we are actually focusing on activity and not cost. I used to say where there is no activity, there will be no cost. And somebody say, what if I'm not working, yet you eat, so there's an activity. All right, everyone has an activity per day, and every activity we definitely have a cost. The next definition is cost classification. It is the logical grouping of costs with the primary aim of providing management with the right information for good decision making. Yes, management may have information, but they may not be taking good decisions. So the purpose for learning this topic is for as many that are management accountants, financial accountants, or students, or even managing director of companies to learn how to classify costs and prioritize costs. Are we together? Now, what are the reasons for learning this? Please, those of us online, you are welcome. Just go ahead and share. What you are owing us is sharing and any appreciation. You don't owe us any money. And this class is not going to be less than what we charge money for in the full ICANN class or any professional class that we do. All right? It's our free will offering to the whole world, to all students of management accounting, cost accounting, and performance accounting. Are we together? So we move to the reasons. Why do we learn cost analysis or cost classification? Number one, for planning. The word planning has its English language is, those who fail to plan will plan to fail. In business management or accounting, the first way you can plan well is to identify your cost. When you identify your cost, you then can separate your cost. When you separate costs, you can then classify them into the most important or the most needed, or those that will affect the activity of your business mostly. Are we together? For example, if this class will not hold, I may not need to get data. That's one. So if we ask what is the major cost that must be incurred for this class to hold, number one, there must be data. That's it. Even though there is power on my phone, I bought fuel to power the phone, the first thing that must be in my mind, if my phone is on and there's no data, you will not hear this class or you will not see it. Are we together? So the next is controlling the reasons we classify costs. So hence, you have known your costs, you can choose to control them according to your purse or budgets. And next is decision making. We have decided to come to the class to do this based on all the analysis we have carried out. Are we together? Every management of a company needed data or cost data to make decisions on what to do and what not to do, which is the most best alternative among the least product to produce. The next is performance evaluation or performance measurement. For products that a company has so many services like ours, we will look at each of the services and relate them per year or half a year or per diet or per session and say, okay, by cost identification, this one or classification, this service is the best to go for. Are we together? The next is cost identification. This helps entities to identify their costs and ensure that they are in control. Budget and budgeting control, budgetary control. That's another reason for learning cost classification. Cost reduction is another key area. When you know your costs, you can choose to eliminate some if they are very, very minimum or unnecessary. Let's use the word unnecessary now. If they have low effect on your productivity, you can't eliminate them or you reduce them. Are we together? Please take note. This service or this free class is coming from Speedysuccess Professional. You can call 08148421111. Please, if you call and the call is not going, just send a WhatsApp message. Sometimes the call may not go. So go ahead. I have to say this publicly so that you don't feel like, oh, why are they not picking their call? All right, please send WhatsApp message. Tell us what you want. You want us to come to your company, either to render service or to train your staffs, please just send WhatsApp message. We will respond in no time. Or you send email to speedysuccesspro@gmail.com. We will also be there. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, my name is Femi Richworld. I'm reaching you from Speedysuccess Professional. We are discussing course classification. Let's quickly look at basic classification of course, and then we continue from there. All right. Now, having known that cost is very important to business success or existence of a business, how do we classify cost? I'm doing this mode there in a summarized form so as to allow us to not overuse time. All right. The first way you can classify cost is by the behavior of the cost. We have what we call variable cost. Under behavior, we have fixed costs, we have step-fixed costs, and mixed costs. So I'm going to do, for those of us undergraduates or students, listen to this. And variable costs are those costs that sympathize with the volume of activity. I say that again. Variable costs are those costs that sympathize with the volume of activity. They move in the direction of the volume of activity. Remember, we have defined activity. No activity, no cost. And it's not possible for activity not to exist, either in a human life or in a business per day. Even though the business is not running anything, they may be incurring electricity bill because there was light. Are we together? Now, for decision making, variable cost is the most important cost that we must identify as we move ahead in our classrooms. I won't post the list of topics here, but it's going to last the next 10 weeks. So let's go ahead and get prepared. Invite your friend regularly to come to us on Wednesday, 1 o'clock, every Wednesday. Free management accounting, cost accounting class. The next is fixed costs. Fixed costs are those costs that do not sympathize with activity, like your rent. The rent you pay for the office will last for a whole year before probably landlord can say, let's increase it. But your activity runs every day, every week, and rent will not change every day or every week. Are we together? Step-fixed cost is a set of fixed costs that move when activity increases beyond a standard level and get stable and continue at that level. That's a step up a while and continue to remain because it's a fixed cost. Mixed cost is a combination of variable and step costs. Combination of variable costs and fixed costs. Let's go ahead and be fast with other classification. You can also classify costs by elements. The element, of course, are direct material, direct labor, variable overhead, and fixed overhead. Take that line again: direct material, direct labor, variable overhead, and fixed overhead. Number 3, by nature. This look like by elements, but in accountancy we have two presentations: by element and by nature. By nature is relating to companies or entities that are service-based, yet they have direct material, they have direct labor, they also have variable overhead or variable expenses, and then they have fixed costs. Are we together? Let's continue. If you are loving it, just share to your neighbors, share to your classmates, share and share. I know that this topic is a topic that every candidate would love to learn. But traceability is another classification. You can trace costs to the direct costs or indirect costs. We say direct costs are variable costs. Let me use that language for everyone who do not understand. Direct costs are variable costs, while indirect costs are fixed costs. Are we together? And so if you get to the examination and the examiner says there are some indirect costs, and he will put a clause, variable, and then the word means that the indirect cost has a variable element. Are we together? Now, the next classification is controllability. Controllable and uncontrollable costs. Controllable costs are variable costs, while costs that are not controllable are fixed costs. The next classification is by responsibility, and this we call functional classification of costs. For example, in our admin expenses is a set of costs which is actually fixed. Personnel, selling and distribution, this is how costs can be classified in some organizations. Thank you. Please share and share and share, and that's what we expect from you. Economic costs is how economic classified costs. We have full costs, sunk costs, and marginal costs. Ladies and gentlemen, We are Speedysuccess Professional. My name is Femi Richworld. Follow us on Facebook every Wednesday afternoon. We have moved to afternoon. It's supposed to be in the morning, but we find it logically not very easy to run in the morning. So, send us email on speedysuccesspro@gmail.com. You are appreciating, you love it. You can look at our account and send your gift there. Nobody's charging anybody for this classroom. But you want more lectures, chat or 0814842. You want private attention, you want company attention, 08148421111. Let's quickly move to the method of cost classification. Here we go. Now, the method of cost classification or estimation or analysis are these 5 listed, but we are going to focus on 2 only. The first is the account analysis or intuition. Please pardon my spelling of intuition if it's not correct. I didn't confirm that. High and low method, we're going to concentrate on that. A lot of it has been said that high and low method is globally accepted and tested and proved for a long period of time as far as it relates to management accounting. Scatter diagram or line of best fit is also one of the methods, but we're not going to practice it in this class. Number 4 is regression analysis or least square method, which is going to be the second focus area. And our focus is because of the practicality of these 2 methods. Engineering method is for engineers, quantity surveyor, and those in construction sector and who are not accountants. Are we together? Right. Our focus is on high and low method. Then regression analysis. I'm going to give the format of high and low method and straight line equation, and we'll discuss a question that I've posted here, and let's assume that we will discuss the question. I will just explain and we'll come back to the class next time. Now, when we come to high and low method, we are focusing on the highest activity corresponding to its cost, and the lowest activity corresponding to its cost. When you pick them, you differentiate between the high and low of activity, the high and low of cost, and then you use it to divide to give you variable costs per unit. The equation is straight line method, which is applicable here in cost analysis. It's y is equal to a plus bx, and y is total cost. It can be total overhead cost, it can be total variable cost, it can be total cost of production. And A is fixed cost, B is variable cost per unit, and X is unit of product. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you a question which you need to copy down so that we can solve it as soon as time permits us. Are we together? Practice question. Our practice question says, Speedysuccess Factory has the following data: 6-month maintenance costs, months January, February, March, April, May, and June. Equipment maintained, 38 for January, 41 for February, 25 for March, April 21, May 36, and June 32. Maintenance costs in thousands of naira. Please let's be conscious of that labeling. 31,000, that is 31 million. 32,700, 26,500, 23,600, 29,900, 28,900. You are required to use high and low method to determine the variable costs by equipment and repair and fixed cost of maintenance. Apply part B of the question say apply regression analysis as above. And finally, estimate the cost of maintaining 29 equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to this part. Solutions will come soon, and that will be in the next class on Wednesday next week. Please share. You want to see the solution? Please share it. And then join us by the grace of God. If I'm coming on before 1 o'clock, I will also send to the platform Facebook Femi Richworld, Aiyeolowo, Facebook, Pastor Femi Richworld. You can also see this on YouTube. Speedy Success Studio, Speedy Success Studio. Our services are ACA, ACA, banking, marketing, ICT training, and consultancy services. These are what I want you to see. Please, if you have a question, send it after this class. I will respond as I see your question. God bless you. Invite your friends. Copy this question out so that you can follow us as we solve it on Wednesday next week. Thank you.